We are recording now. So we have this project getting ready, the Amazon React Firebase Amazon clone. So let me show you the build. So I have built this using the popular JavaScript framework called React, and inside of this we have this is the home page. So in the home page we have these product components. So these are being rendered out using the functional components. So we have the many features in this site, like if it dynamically adds the item, the product to the basket. So if I click on add to basket, the basket changes to 1. So if I put one item of the lean startup and 2 books of cracking the coding interview, 1 iPad, the XPS, and the Odyssey monitor. So if you see here, we have these products here. So the software. So let me show you from the beginning what is the project. So I am signing out. So let's refresh. So go to the home page. Let's refresh this. So this is the first look. So what we can do is we can have the authentication, Google authentication, which is being powered by the Firebase Google authentication for the email and password. If you click on this, we have the beautiful login page, and it routes to the new login/login URL. So you have to first of all create an Amazon account. Okay, create your Amazon account. So for that, I'm giving the test user1 @gmail.com, and the password will be this. So I'm creating the Amazon. So we have created the Amazon account and it is logged in. So you can see we have also logged in here also, but if we are signing out and we have now created the Amazon account, without the creating your Amazon account you cannot sign in to this React app. So if you pass the random email and random password, you cannot sign in. The email address is badly formatted, or like this it will show. So you have to give the same account which you used. So test1 @ user1 @gmail.com. So you have to use the same email and the password also, so you can sign in. Now after it is signed in, now we can see the sign out button here. So before it was sign in. So now adding some of the products, you can see it is dynamically adding to the cart. So one piece of this to displays. So you can see here. So the price is also being the items are being the number of items are being rendered in this header component, also in here also, and the price is also being added to the amount, final amount. So if you remove the $20, the lean startup book, it will dynamically remove here, here, and here also. So this is all about the features we have in this project. So you can remove one of this Odyssey. So we have the interview, one mobile, and Samsung Odyssey gaming monitor. So this is the total price. So we have this functionality. So this is not completed, we are half of the way. So we are getting more features in this app. like the full payment facility using the Stripe, animation, React flip move, uh, okay, React flip move animation. So what we have done till now is getting setting up the then the home designing and developing the home component, the checkout page also. So the and the total pricing card also, this sort of the login page we have completed, and we have completed the user authentication part. Okay, so also we have the username on the checkout page also, the user email, the email which is being logged in this Amazon account. So we have also to do much more of the animation like React flip move, the user and email in the header in this part also. Instead of showing hello guest, we can show up this email in here also. And the full payment process, payment pages, like you can proceed to checkout page. Okay, and the order history page, which is uh, being which is being done using the real-time Firebase database, which is Firestore, and like this. So now we are deploying this site to the Firebase. So what you have to do is, so this is the project. Okay, all of this is inside the src folder. So let me show you some of the things. So these are the things. So there is much more of things, so let me clear this out. So what you have to do first of all is, let me show you something interesting, the firebase.com. Okay, let me go to the firebase.com and get started. So get started. Okay, so let me we can use the documentation, we can view the documentation. So we are releasing and building. So let's, so if you view the this is the fundamentals. So adding Firebase to the web, I have shown you. So now we are built. Now we are releasing this site. So how can we do this? Like, how can we see overview? So fundamentals. So adding Firebase, understanding Firebase. So let's go to this, and managing the Firebase projects. So let's sort something another, like, so what we can do here is setting up with Firebase Deploy. So I think we will have the documentation, really good documentation. I know what you can do is, but so this is how to install, create a file. So there is a full so what you can do is, first of all you have to, so Firebase hosting gives you fast, secure and reliable way to host your application static assets like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. In my case it is the React app, as well as the server dynamic content and host microservices. So Our production grading hosting is backed up by a global content delivery network CDN. Hosting server service solves your overall SSL by default and can be used with your custom domain or on your project's free subdomain on web.app or firebase.app. So before you begin, you can set up the Firebase hosting. This you can read this documentation and you can set up the Firebase hosting. So like this is the very good documentation in order to do your things with ease. So then install with CLI and initialize your project. So you can so let's go up here the web setup. So we are in what do we do? So we are in web setup. Okay, so create a Firebase project, understand the Firebase project, register your app with the Firebase, click on web app icon like that. We have done that already. So entering the app's nickname, optional setup for web, so then choosing the hosting now and the Firebase. So the step 3 is add the Firebase SDK software development kit and initialize the Firebase. So what you can do, install the Firebase JavaScript software development kit. So what you can do in that uh, so So what you can do in that case is initialize Firebase, learn about the Firebase config like API key, project ID. So here is the format of the config. They are automatically populated like this, and here is the config the example values like this. So we already have the Firebase config, so the optional, so this is the optional one. So we are going this install CLI and deploy to Firebase hosting. If you are linked to your Firebase web app with the Firebase hosting site, you can deploy your site contents and configuration now when setting up your web app or anytime later. To deploy the Firebase, you will use Firebase CLI, a command line tool. Visit the Firebase CLI documentation. So initialize your Firebase project. Run the following command from the root of your local app directory. So let's go up. So let's go to this. So let's go here. So let me show you. So let me clear out this. So first of all, what you have to do is install the Firebase tools globally in your system. So for that you can do sudo npm install minus g, which means globally the Firebase tool. So I'm in Ubuntu Linux system, so I'm using the sudo, which gives the administration or the root privilege while installing this. So after you have done this, I have already installed this in my system. You can do is what you can do is npm I Firebase, so you can install the Firebase. So it will set up some Firebase configuration in your React app. Now you have to do is Firebase login. So I'm already logged in, otherwise you will be uh, forwarded to your default browser and will be setting up in the some pop-up window. It is very easy to log in with the Firebase. So after you log in with Firebase, before you Firebase login, please make sure you create your account and in the Firebase and log in with the same account. So now what you can do is Firebase init. So you are initializing the Firebase. So if you hit enter, so now you are about to initialize a Firebase project in this directory. Okay, make sure you are in the right directory, which I am in, the React Amazon clone 2021 inside of Z folder. This is the project directory. Before you are currently outside your home directory. Okay, so we are getting the hosting. So move up and down with the help of the page up and page down, and choose using the space bar. So if I space in a hosting, configuring files for Firebase hosting, and optionally set up the GitHub action deploy. So the upper one, not the setup GitHub action deploy. So hit page up or page down to navigate to that hosting, and hit space to tick that option. Now click hit enter. Now if you do not have created the project, you can create project in the Firebase, or I have already created the project and I have shown that in the previous video. You can do watch that. And if I here also you can navigate using the page up and page down, and click on enter, hit enter. So please select an option, so it will show up the existing project. So there are many projects. So this is the Amazon one, but that is not the one. So this React Amazon clone 2021, this is the one. So hit enter on that. So what do you want to use as your public directory? So public directory will be the build folder, which we will create afterwards. So uh, um, type in build folder will be the public directory. So configure as a single page app. Yes, this is the single page app. Set up the automatic builds and deploy with GitHub layer. For now we are giving it no. So it has created some files like the Firebase RC and the Firebase JSON, you can see up here. So the Firebase RC contains the project default name. The Firebase JSON has some of the public hosting information and rewrites like that. So we have wrote the build index HTML. So you can see here we have created a build folder which is being ignored by the git ignore from here the build. So we do not need that build folder to be in our git repository. So that is being ignored, the production build folder. So in the build we have the index.html. So this is the index. We do not have to modify or touch any of that. Now what we can do is, after the we have done the Firebase init. Now what we have to do is make the optimized production build. So for that, using the npm run build. So you can do alternatively, first one the npm run build and the Firebase deploy, or you can do like this also. It will simultaneously run npm run build and the Firebase deploy, but in this case we are doing like that. So npm run build, let's wait. So it is making the production build folder of our this of our recent or the latest app. So every time when you change anything in this project, you have to run every time the npm run build and the firebase deploy, which the command which I showed you earlier. So every time you make changes in the project, you have to again and again repeat the npm run build and firebase deploy. So keep in mind, this is the important thing. So it is creating an optimized production build folder. Inside the build folder, so let's wait. So I think inside a build folder there are many things. These are the statistics, assets, everything, but we do not have to touch any of that. So everything is being set up, I think. So in that case what we can do finally is, and what we can do is firebase deploy. So we can deploy it to the firebase. So it will take time, but watch how it goes. So this is the npm run build being built out. So this is being hosted, hosting Amazon, being deployed, found 18 files in the build, adding files to the version. So file upload complete, finalizing version finalize, releasing new version, release complete, deploy complete. So everything is complete. So this is the project console. And this is the hosting URL. Let me show you this hosting URL. So if I go up here, so if I click on this, so we have the host sheet. Let me open that again. I lost that. So this is the same URL. So this will be available publicly. So everything is good. So it is being signed in here. So you can sign out. You can sign in using test user1 at the rate gmail.com and test user password. So it is being we are inside this app at the basket. We are adding. You can see the prices. The book are of low cost. You can remove the duplicate book. So you only need the two books of 45.13. So this is the whole thing. This is the full stack React Amazon Firebase clone. So hope you have learned how to use Firebase while deploying the site. Okay, you are deploying the site. Now I will see you in the next.